Okay, we're going to talk about the main idea. So the main idea when you're reading is the main thing that the author wants you to know about or learn about. There's main ideas of movies, TV shows, books, paragraphs, things like that. Even like newspaper articles, right? Anything that you read or watch, there's always a main idea. Here are some clues to look for when you're trying to find the main idea. Title, so if you're reading a book, title of a book, or it could be a title of a chapter. Pictures, looking at pictures also helps you with the main idea if what you're looking at has pictures. Also, something to be learned, so there might be a lesson to be learned. That could be the main idea. I also wrote big idea, not a detail. So yeah, it's not looking for something specific like what color was the car, right? That's a detail. Looking for something bigger than that, right? Like a main idea could be about friendship or something like that. So big ideas, okay? And lastly, look for repeated ideas. So sometimes it's mentioned over and over again, and that helps you identify what the main idea is. So my favorite movie for when I talk about main idea is the movie Finding Nemo, because the main idea of that movie is the title. Finding Nemo, right? That is the big idea. It's not about him meeting sharks and jellyfish and Dory and all that. The big idea is that he needs to find Nemo, and there's a lot of details along the way for him to find Nemo. Okay, so that's a really good example. Not everything is that easy, unfortunately. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give an example. I'm just going to tell you about my weekend, and then I'm just going to pause, and I want you to think about what would be the main idea. What I tell you about the weekend. Okay, then I'm going to talk about some details that I mentioned as well. So just to get you in the habit of main idea and details. Okay, so details are those smaller things or examples that add to the main idea. So on the weekend, I went grocery shopping, did work around the house, and played board games with my family. All right, so I'm going to pause and you let me know what is the main idea of that short paragraph. All right, so hopefully you said something like things I did on the weekend or what I did on the weekend or my weekend. Yeah, activities on the weekend, things like that. And you'll notice the common word there is weekend. Because that's the bigger picture, right? That's the big ideas. What I did on the weekend, okay? Not those small details, okay? Now, some details that I mentioned that would go along with that are going grocery shopping. That's a detail of what I did on the weekend. Working around the house. That's a detail of my weekend. And playing board games with my family. That's also another detail of the main idea or the big idea, right? Of things I did on the weekend or what I did on my weekend. Okay. Now, not everything is as simplistic as that either. So I've got some examples that I've attached to the email that you can practice on. So some start out a little easier where you just have to identify the main idea, then others where you have to guess the main idea and then add some details. Okay, and then eventually gets to the point where you have to write the main idea and the details on your own. Okay, where it doesn't give you choices. So just to sort of increase the difficulty, just to give you a little bit more practice.